You know just by looking at the data set what your overarching theme of your analysis are. The overarching theme is about analyzing the different aspects of a cricket match, or maybe some things that you can predict from, right? Based on what columns you have. You don't have to go in depth for this. You just have to have a look hmm, and check what different data sets have to offer. So it's about analyzing different cricket matches. Then you go inside of it, you check, oh, there are the name of batsman is given. So maybe what I can do is I can plot a graph which says how many balls did the bowler took to maybe bowled, or 1 second. Yeah. So how many balls it took for the bowling team to out a specific batsman. Basically, how many balls they played on average. That you can bring up, that you can analyze. You can give who was the best batsman in this regard, who played for the longest inning, because longer innings results in longer runs. So that might be a question that you want to ask. Then you will look in some other questions as well. Maybe you can look for boundaries if we have
అప్పు కొంచెం వాల్యూమ్
that
కొరమా
as
ప్లీజ్.
well. No ball runs, then we have extra runs.
వాల్యూమ్
We
కొరమా
can have the batsman run, we have
అప్పు
total run,
ఊంకిత పీసిట
player
వాల్యూమ్ కొర.
dismissed. All of these things you can basically mix and match with each other. We have the bowler column. How many wickets did each bowler took? Who was the most efficient bowler in terms of who gave out the least runs to the batsman? Who took the most wickets? Who took the most catches? Any kind of uh, thing that you can identify inside of a data set can be
యష్
can result into a question.
అక్రెడియన్.
Now, since there are a
అక్రెడియన్
lot of
ఉండాలి.
questions that you
యష్
can
నోడతా
ask
స్టూడెంట్
similar to
కోఆర్డినేటర్.
this,
స్టూడెంట్ అపేసనా
కోఆర్డినేటర్.
now it's your job to identify which
ప్రాజెక్ట్
question
వరకు
is
ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్
good
చేద్దాం.
and which question is bad. For example, we can also check how many times did this specific batsman played against a specific bowler. That is a question that you can answer from this data set. Absolutely. But do you think that is kind of a question that will be helpful to answer? Because it's not giving us any tangible information out of it. You will have to be a judge of that. That is where the business knowledge of data analysis comes in. That is why we have taken up general data sets like cricket. Everyone knows a little bit about cricket. Food delivery patterns, movies, movie reviews, and some other data sets that you can find in here are, for example, automobile data sets, breast cancer data sets. All of these things that you have a sort of general idea about, you can figure out which question might be important. You can pick that data set. You have the overarching theme of the data set. That will be the overarching theme of your analysis as well. And finally, at the end, you can start figuring out the questions that you can answer. The best flow that you can use is ask 20-25 questions. And once the entire thing is in front of you, you basically cherry pick. This question gave me good information that is useful. I will keep it. This question did not. I will just delete it. That is how you will ask a lot many questions than what you represent. But once you have cherry picked from them, once you have filtered them out, you will coagulate maybe what 9 to 10 interesting questions that actually gave you something informative. You present that in your PPT and your video that you're gonna create. So that is the flow. Hmm? And that is how you pick up a data set. Get the information out of it. And you can pick any data set from this, or you can go over to Kaggle. There are some good data sets there as well. The least recommended way I would suggest is the UCL. It is a valid repository, but I would sort of recommend you against using UCL, because usually UCL data sets are meant for machine learning, not data analysis, as you can see from the name itself. So yeah, you can use Kaggle, Google datasets, or the link that we have provided.
అప్పు క్లాస్ టైం అది అప్పు.
So I hope that was clear.
Yes.
అప్పు కొంచెం టీవీ నిறுத்திగా
Great.
ఒక నిమిషం.
Anything else?
క్లాస్
Tell me.
టీవీ రిమోట్ అంటే కూడా చూద్దాం.
అప్పు ఒక నిమిషం కూడా.
Yeah, Amanda. Sure. You can just unmute yourself. Guys, don't worry. It's not a session. You can unmute yourself and you can talk to me.
So when we are using data from Kaggle, do we have to take permission?
Yeah, usually it is recommended that you just share the link or the data itself in a ticket. We'll revert back on the same day. We'll just look at it and see whether it's, will it be useful for the analysis or not.
Okay, because I've already sent and the ticket has been raised, but I didn't receive any reply yet.
Oh, you have it? Uh, Give me the email address. Your email address. Let me just check.
Yeah. Okay.
In the meanwhile, you guys,
Appu, class
who
time
else?
achma poma.
Kirti, Prajala, you guys can unmute yourself.
Hi, Yash. I have a question regarding that movie dataset is there, right? In that,
All
I
right.
noticed in the profile report, it is mentioned as highly correlated. In that scenario, do we have to do anything on it?
Profiling report says it is highly correlated. That
Yes,
just
let's say
means
got
that
it.
yeah, that just means that a change in a single column will represent a good change in the other column as well. So you can use that as an insight. For example, let's say it's a movies data set. If I tell you that the data is showing a high correlation between what the length of the movie and the viewer count of the movie.
Okay.
So, what would you suggest to someone who's making a movie using this insight? Like the longer the movie is, the more view count you have.
Uh, the longer the movie it should be, right?
Yeah, perfect. So you can if those two columns make some real life sense,
Mm-hmm.
whatever correlation that you are using or having, you can actually use that as an insight for the business. The insight that I gave you, although it was randomly generated, I get it, but you can implement that in the real life. That you will have to be the judge of that. All
Okay.
all a data does, it tells you something that happens. It's up to you to define whether what is happening is useful or not, right?
Okay. So in that scenario, I need not look into correcting the data set, right?
Oh, no.
Not.
That will come in machine learning. Yeah, you don't have to correct anything. You have to make sense of it for now.
Got it. And one more thing is in description, there are certain numbers mentioned in it. So it is showing in alerts as well, that part. So that we can ignore it, right? Because it doesn't
Oh,
make any sense in changing it.
yeah. Sorry, I missed you. What was it again?
In description column of the movies, right? Certain movie
Okay.
names have numbers in it. So it is coming in alerts. In that scenario, we can just ignore it and
Oh,
go
yeah.
ahead.
Yeah. You can just ignore it. Yeah.
And one more question is how to insert the titles and merge the cells. Been trying to do it in my version 3.12 and it's not happening.
In Jupyter.
Yes,
All right. Let me just boot up Jupyter and I'll take all the questions. I
thank,
think there was someone else who also wanted a question for Jupyter, right? Just boot it up.
thank you.
Yeah, no worries.
Hello,
Oh,
am I?
yeah.
Hello. I said many people are not able to join. Only I think 6 people has been joined.
They're not able to join.
Not able to join. Even I am also not able to join from my laptop. So the asking error, it means asking for a joining, asking permission.
Okay, give me 1 second. Well, yeah, I wanted to ask about this as well. Like, from the ticket that I had, let me just check. Yeah, the ticket was raised by 4 or 5 people, if I'm not wrong.
I
The-
personally sent a message, a mail, sir, and
yeah,
I
you
am not
sent me a
able to
message, right?
join. Yes,
No, no,
personally
no.
I
Yeah,
raised the ticket, but I am not
yeah,
able to join. Still, I am
I,
not
I,
able to join from my laptop.
yeah, I get that. What I was on wanted to ask is like in the ticket there were about 6 people who were attached as CC. That is why we chose to do this on a Google Meet,
Okay.
which it is designed for
What about
less
me?
people.
What about me? I
No, no,
personally
no,
raised ticket.
no, You're not
I'm not able
understanding
to
what I'm
join
trying.
from my laptop.
Yeah. The thing is, I wanted to ask if the race ticket was raised by 6 students, and we
Hmm.
forwarded a Google Meet to those 6 students. I can see right now 14 different people inside of this session. So,
Actually, I joined from my mobile.
but the thing is, how did these guys got the session link? That's my concern.
Actually, the thing is that we are having one WhatsApp group, and I have been sent this
Ah, sorry,
link on that WhatsApp group. And
అది
some
కాదు
people are able to join, some are not able to join.
Yeah,
Many
because
people are
Google Meet,
waiting.
yeah, Google because Google Meet is not designed for these many people. If we
Okay,
were
no
aware
worry. But
that
what about
everyone
me?
will be
I'm asking
joining,
again. What about me? Why I'm not able to join from my laptop?
because a lot of people joined before you, and Google does not know that,
I
If
have
we
been
were
joined
no, if we know,
before 7 minutes, before 20, 10 minutes. I'm
Prajwala,
waiting before 10
Prajwala,
minutes.
you're not understanding what
Prajwala,
I'm
அது
saying,
வந்து
Prajala.
Prajwala.
நிறைய பேத்துக்கு அந்த லிங்க்
So Prajwala, what happens
கொஞ்சம் பேர் தான் கூகுள் மீட்
sometimes
கொடுத்துருக்கான்.
there is an issue wherein either at a certain time if a permission is not granted, the permission it gets deactivated, or you might have joined after several people have joined. So
Yeah.
those are the two options that could be,
I
or if
I'm
there could be
having
a third option where
I
there is
am
a technical.
having a screenshot also. Should
Okay,
I
that's
share?
fine.
Should I
Uh,
share that?
no. We're just helping you out here. Just helping you.
இவங்க
Prajala,
தான்
the
மெயில்
concern is
போட்டுருப்பா,
that if
இவங்க
we knew
இன்ஸ்டேட்
that
பண்ண, ஆனா இவங்கனால ஜாயின்
everyone
பண்ண
would be
முடியல
joining,
லேப்டாப்.
we would have done this on a Zoom meeting so that everyone
Okay,
can
then
join without any
then
issues.
no worry. My concern is why I'm not able to join. I have joined. मैंने reminder भी भेजा है मेल पे. I will be there. I will be there. I will be there. और मैंने 6:20 को join किया है. फिर भी नहीं हो रहा है. और आप बोल रहे हो कि several people join किए, उसके बाद शायद नहीं हो रहा है. तो फिर मोबाइल से कैसे हो रहा है? मुझे लैपटॉप से नहीं हो रहा है.
Technical
Asking for
glitch.
permission.
Technical glitch might
Okay,
be.
can you try one more time with your laptop?
Sure.
Great.
Might be technical glitch. It happens. Technology.
The thing is, now it's on the hands of Google servers because we'll see, don't worry.
Same error.
What is the error? Can you tell me?
Asking to be let in.
Asking to be let in. Can you give me your email address from which you're trying to join in?
Yeah, sure.
Just-
PRAJALA.
Is it the one that you raised the ticket from?
Yeah, sure.
Perfect. Give me one second.
PRAJALA SONAWANE
Yeah, I got it.
@gmail.com.
Yeah, it's not letting me invite you as well. I have no idea why. Okay. Cool. Yeah. That was the only issue here. Prachala, since this is a Google Meet, I really don't have control over who it's letting join and not. Again, if you were going to send this in the group, we would have really appreciated if just let us know beforehand so that we can move it to Zoom, Because on our end, we thought it's going to be 6 people and Google Meet is enough for that. If we knew it's going to be the whole batch, we would have absolutely moved it to a Zoom session.
No, yes, just one thing here. So Kanish this side, right? So
Yeah,
I'm not
Kanishka.
sure if it's Prajala or someone else also was trying to get in touch with the accredian people on
Yeah.
behalf of the whole batch.
Yeah,
It's not just 6 people, right? But we didn't get a response from the accredian side, so that's why Prajwala initiated to, to
Yeah,
have
I
everyone
remember.
onboard in this call.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
if
I
you
received
take my
mail.
email,
Yeah. Yeah.
you will get to know.
Yes, Prajala. But yes, that's okay. I mean, let's cut the whole story short, right? So we had few questions that we might ask on behalf of the whole batch. We have the same concern. So pretty much one thing that you've already informed us about, like how to pick out data sets and things, that is fine. So I think we've got good clarification there. But also that not many people, in fact, most of the batch is not comfortable with the deadline of 30th of this month, right? So they
Yes,
want to extend it.
I'm
Is
agree.
it possible? I mean, if we request for an extension?
I mean, yeah, a lot of students from your batch has already There is
Actually,
requested for the extension.
we have to create a one session for this regarding this project discussion.
Yes, yes, yes,
Because
yes.
no one this is about this. Okay, what happened in the project and how to complete this project.
All right. Since you guys want the session, we'll do that. And as far as the extension, a lot of students from your batch has already requested for extension and they
Mm-hmm.
have received it. All we want is an intimidation through our ticketing system. Just write us a mail. We will send out the form to you guys.
Okay.
All you have to do is just fill the form and you will have the extension, because we understand deadline is there, but we have to set a deadline, right? If
Mm-hmm.
there's
No,
no
makes
deadline,
sense.
there will never be a project. That is why the
Mm-hmm.
tentative deadline is there. If you guys want the
Mm.
extension, you can definitely have it.
But
So,
Yash,
yeah.
this is a practice sort of project, or does it impact the overall credentials that we'll receive in the? I mean, is it something equivalent to a term project, or just a practice
Yes,
sort of?
this is your term 3 project.
This is a term three project, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
fine.
it will be evaluated. You guys will receive the feedback. You will receive you will receive the gradings as well, how well you did.
Mm.
And as far as how the project is done,
Mm-hmm.
it's exactly similar to the multiple case studies that you have gone through. I
Mm-hmm.
understand that there can be some issues, and we are always happy to address that. But
Mm-hmm.
I imagine that you guys have at least gone through 2 case studies in your term 3, right?
Yes, yes, yes. We have actually we've gone
Yes,
through
and
a
it's
couple of cases.
absolutely exactly the same thing. Even the sections that we want you to create are exactly the same. Start from introduction, problem statement, and then you just start analyzing the data that you have. Ask some questions, see what questions work, what not, through
Mm-hmm.
visualization. That's all that
Mm.
is that you have to do.
But
And
yes,
again, you guys,
one.
yeah, yeah, sure, sure.
So sorry to cut you. One
No, no
concern here,
worries.
right, Yash? So someone who has worked on, say, a data set that contains millions of records, right? So he can
Yeah.
certainly play around more extensively on that data set, right? Vis-a-vis
Hmm.
someone who has just worked on a data set that contains 10,000 rows.
Yeah.
So would that also makes a difference, or that is
No,
totally
absolutely not.
okay?
Mm. The size, the number of columns that it has, number of rows it has, it does not change the fact of what have been done. If you're plotting a bar chart, the bar chart will be the method to plot the bar chart will be absolutely the same if you have 5 rows or you have 5 million, right?
Mm, mm,
It's about
okay.
what you are doing with the visualization and what kind of information you're extracting out of it. That is why
Okay.
the selection of data set is open. You can select
Mm, mm.
as many, Eric, any kind of data set that you want.
So it's basically you have left that to us, like what to select and how to select and
Yes.
when to select and all those
Yeah.
information, right? Okay.
Yes, because that is something that you'll have to do once you start to move in the industry.
Mm,
EDA
yeah.
is more about finding the correct question rather than how to answer it. So we just want you to practice that.
Okay. And I mean, see, some people they might use data profiling. Some people they would just put the data on a dot, describe something, right, and get the stats out
Hmm.
of the data. So would that
Hmm.
also makes a difference? What approach you've used, or that is fine?
What approach you use, that we will use that to grade you. For example, someone has used. Oh, give me a second. Yeah. For example, someone has used profiling to do all the analysis. You can do
Mm-hmm.
that, right? Because it gives you a lot of props.
Mm-hmm.
That is not that great of an analysis because you're not picking up any custom questions.
Yeah,
You're
I mean
just
that
using what the standard
mm,
template. So that's not a good project.
that is
You
already
can
done for
definitely
you.
submit that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Okay.
That is
Mm,
something that you can do, but that's not a good project. And I believe whoever the instructor you had has also
mm,
mentioned that in the session as well, because profiling is not that great. You will have to pick up questions by yourself, right?
mm, mm-hmm.
Yeah. So whoever does, basically, you can submit an project like that. We
Mm-hmm.
cannot say that it's not valid, but we can definitely say it's not that good. So we will give you feedbacks accordingly,
So the
and you will not
expectation is
receive a
that
good grade.
expectation would be like you recommend us to get to the basics of things and extract things out, right? So if
Exactly. We want you
yeah,
guys to plot everything by your own hands. Practice coding, get as dirty as you can at it.
makes sense. So if say missing values, so we do not have rely on profiling to prompt us the missing values. We can just extract on our own from Python also. We
Yeah,
can do it, right?
definitely. Yeah, you
Yeah.
can just do isnnull.sum.
Yes. Yes.
That
Yes.
works perfectly fine. Yeah.
That is what you want to see, right? To the grassroots level sort of things, right? How we
Yeah.
have developed
Exactly.
things. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Hmm.
And what is the utmost extension can we get for like for all of us if we write to you?
Uh, that I will have to confirm from the team, but definitely, I don't think there is like a solid deadline to the extreme extension that we can get. Obviously, it has to be something, measurable, at least not that big that we cannot provide it. But definitely, you guys can think of a suitable deadline, pitch that to us, and we'll see
Okay.
what we can do about that. Huh?
Okay. Thanks, Yash.
Yeah, no worries. And
Is it
guys,
a
if
group,
there are
is it a
anything,
group
yeah.
email? Is it a group email, Yash, or everyone individually needs to send for the extension?
It depends. If everyone wants a single deadline, we'll just change that for the entire batch. If you guys want separate the extensions, it's absolutely doable as well. Just send us your email differently, and we'll activate the extension for individually.
Okay, thank you.
Cool. Yeah.
Thank you.
And one more thing, the we received the previous mail that you guys did as a whole, and that was before the final session that we had. So because we received that mail, we did come up on air at the end of the last session that you guys had. I believe it was term 4, so I get it. Some people might not be in there. So if you guys want to have any other discussion about this as a batch as well, we can do that, and we can come better prepared on a Zoom meeting, right? This is not that good of a platform to do that scale of a session. But if you guys have any personal queries as well, we can definitely be on one-on-one call as well. As I said, just ping us and we'll have a one-on-one session for it as well. All right. Whatever you guys feel like will better help you.
Good.
Hmm. Anything else? Oh yeah, the Jupyter notebook queries, right? Give me a second. I'll start it.
I didn't manage. I didn't. Project deadline at least இன்னும் 1 week கிடைக்கும்னு நினைக்கிறேன். மெயில் போட்டு சொல்கிறேன். நான் மெயில் போட்டுறேன். மொபைலில் ஜாயின் பண்ணாங்க, லேப்டாப்பில் ஜாயின் பண்ணாங்க, ஜாயின் பண்ணி பேரை ரிசல்ட் பண்ணாங்க. பஞ்சாயத்தை சொல்கிறேன், லேப்டாப்பில் ஜாயின் பண்ணாங்க, பேரில் ஜாயின் பண்ணாங்க.
நேற்று சொன்ன அந்த டைலாக் தான் ஞாபகம். இங்க எவனும் உத்தமம் கிடையாது, அதனால நம்ம காட்டுறேன் எனக்கு.
Yeah. Let me share my screen. It's up.
சூஸ் பண்ற உரிமை கூட எனக்கு கிடையாது.
Yeah, guys, tell me. What were the issues that you guys are facing? There were some people who asked me queries about the Jupyter notebook as well, right? Guys?
Yeah, regarding merging of the cells, inserting titles, and adding the description and sort.
Okay. So there are two types of cells that you can have in a Jupyter notebook. There is a coding cell, which is represented by this ln in the starting of it. And the other type that you can change from this drop-down menu is Markdown. You don't have to worry about these two. These two work exactly like this, but they're just for some other cases. You will use code and Markdown. If you go to Markdown, this is where you can insert any kind of text, for example. And when we run this, this becomes into a cell. You can add all your text-based things, your description, your introduction, problem statement, whatever you want to write in between code cells, you can add in these Markdown cells. If you double click on it, you can also edit this. And how do you add headings? It's pretty easy. A heading is signified by a hashtag. So I'll say this is a heading. If you guys have gone through your Python starter kit, I believe there was a section how to add headings there as well, but I'll just show you here as well. If you add a hashtag, this text, whatever you write in front of it, becomes a heading. So you see it's bold and big. And whatever you write next to it, this is just simple text. And
How
also you
to
can
insert images?
yeah, we'll get to that as well. So there are different levels of headings as well. This is a level 1 heading since it has a single hashtag. If you want a smaller heading or a subheading, what you can do is you can use 2 hashtags. This is a second level heading. So this will be a little bit smaller than this. And similarly, you can go ahead till level 4, I believe. You can try that out. Third level, even smaller. And I guess last is the fourth level, if I'm not wrong, or you can play around with this. Yeah, after that, it remains the same, if I'm not wrong. Let's check. Oh yeah, it changed into italics, things like that. So different heading styles that you can add. Basically, the number of hashtags reduces the level of your headings. Cool. And now coming on to the images. Let's say we want to add an image right below this text. So we'll just go over here, add another cell in which we want to add the image, change this into a markdown. Once this is in a markdown, you can just go to edit. There is an option to insert image. Browser image, let's just say which image do I have one that I can, maybe, yeah, let's just use this. Press on OK. And when you run this cell, the image will be right there.
But
Okay,
why do we want to insert an image anyways? Sorry,
Oh,
yes,
some
sure.
people like, yeah, some people like to add images based on the data set that they have. For example, if they have a used car data set, in the introduction section, they just want to showcase a used car. It just makes it visually appealing. It's not like
Makes sense.
anything necessary or things like that.
Is it possible for hyperlink also? Can we add in hyperlink here?
Oh yeah, definitely. For hyperlink, all you have to do, see, this is the code that you write for the
Hmm.
image. For hyperlink, you just have to remove this exclamation mark. This is a hyperlink. This is the text of the hyperlink that will come up. And right in front of it, you can use normal brackets to put in the link. Let's say this. So this is a hyperlink that you get. And when I click on it, it will redirect me into Google. Oh, my bad. I think I missed HTTP.
So it will just show the text. This is a hyperlink, right? It would not reflect the actual link.
Oh yeah, no.
It's hiding
Whatever
that.
is in the normal brackets, this will not be
Uh,
reflected. Whatever is in the square brackets, that will be reflected. And when you click on this, it will redirect you to Google.
and does it make sense? I mean, popping up a tabular sort of content inside the this heading. Say if you want to say, someone asked that, if you want to show a series of things like
Oh,
index, something like that,
oh
right?
yeah. You
Yeah.
can also do that. That will come later as well when you're in machine learning. We do that, but I'll just show you right now. These are some things that you can do in
and
Jupyter
how
Notebook
to
for aesthetic purposes. That
Okay.
is, let me just check this out. Column 1, this will be a column 2.
one more thing also, how to increase the font size in Jupyter Notebook?
Oh, for this markdown text,
Yes, yes.
yeah, you just have to use the headings. That level of edit work,
Hmm.
that level is not supported. It's just headings and simple level text. You cannot like choose the number of fonts,
Okay.
and you can just keep on adding. Basically, you divide the column using these standing braces, and then you keep on adding rows below it. Let me just check this. Oh, okay, not working. I think I missed something. Yeah, I'll have to check this. There's some syntax issues. I'm not sure. It's not that usually used. I'll just give me a sec. I'll check it real quick. Yeah. In the meanwhile, anyone else? You can also bring up your questions.
Merging cells is possible. Yes.
Merging. You just have to copy the text, like the content of the next cell, into the previous one. There is
Okay.
no such merging of it.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
got it. I forgot this. Let me share again. You guys can see, right? Yes, that is it. So you just have to make this thing. It can have at least 3 dashes. More than 3 also works. At least 3 to define where the header is ending. So whatever is above this symbol is the header. Whatever is below the symbol is the rows. And when you run this, it will be just rendered as a table. You can add more columns, as many as you want. Let's say column 3. We end this. Then we add another delimiter and add this. Then we can have row 1, end it, row 2, end it, and yeah, there you go. And you can have as many rows and below as well. And you can format the text similar what you did above. If you want to bold it, you can uh, enclose it in between 2 asterisks and it will be bolded. Cool. Just play around with it. I think you guys have a little bit of fun with this. It's cool. Yeah. I hope this is clear how the table thing works. Any problems? I can pick it up right now. Guys?
Just wanted to ask you one thing. When I write down, it means some lines are showing red. It means why? I'm not able to understand. It means coding ठीक है,
Oh,
but
okay.
when I wrote introduction and other part, so that is showing red. Why it is?
Oh, you may be writing that in a text block. When you write something in a text block, it basically checks whether that code makes sense or not. Since you're writing it
Okay.
in a code block, you just change that to
Okay.
markdown and it will just come up as a normal text.
Okay.
Like I can
Markdown.
copy, yeah, I can copy this entire thing and I
Okay.
can put this, I've converted this into markdown. Pay attention to that.
Okay.
And I
Okay.
can copy this here. I can make objective a level 3 heading. And
Mm-hmm.
when I run this, it just pops up like a text.
Got it.
Hmm. Anything else? This was about formatting
Yeah.
the Jupyter notebook.
So Yash, I think when it comes to showcasing the project, right? So if
Yeah.
you put that on GitHub or LinkedIn, so shall we
Mm-hmm.
just put the code and the presentation, like something live and tangible has to be there, right? Can we back it up with a website? Does it make sense? Or the data set is too small for that?
Website as in the best way to share your project is to just upload your notebook in the GitHub and then
Uh-huh.
share that GitHub link to everyone. Because whoever will be responsible for basically checking how well of a project you have done will most definitely be 100% sure about this, will be
Hmm.
aware about GitHub, and as soon as sees a GitHub link, he will be more than happy to check that. Trust me, that's the best way you can share your projects,
Okay.
especially for EDA. Once you go
Yeah.
into machine learning and like things like that, you can create a sort of web app to predict stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
EDA is best to use GitHub.
Actually, sir, what I've
And I would,
seen nowadays,
yeah,
sorry,
yeah,
sorry if I'm interrupting, right? So
yeah,
a
no
lot of
worries.
people, what they do is they showcase their skills, especially in the Power BI or Tableau thing, right? So their dashboards are very, very interactive. So they put that on LinkedIn, and it's very, very visualizingly appealing. So I
Mm-hmm.
think that's what they did. But I think is that a good way of going about? Or
Well, that depends on what your end case is. For example, the people who are showcasing dashboards, they want jobs as dashboard developers.
acha, okay.
Their
Mm,
scale is a
mm.
lot less of what you can do.
That's
Anytime
just
you're using a low code or no
mm,
code tool, it will always
mm,
restrict you, right? You're
mm,
not you don't
mm,
want a job as a Tableau developer.
mm,
You want job as a
mm,
data analyst that can do anything. You know,
mm,
so it's just
mm.
difference in scope, I would say. And yeah, I get it. They look, they look fancy and all,
I
but
know.
trust me, they are restricted by a lot. So you
Mm.
should play on that.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, and let me show you any one project that I can right now. Let's say, which one should I go for? I'll just use this one. What you can do in GitHub is, let's say you created a project. This project is specifically about regression model. It's about a Kaggle competition that I did like years back. But what you can do is, by uploading every relevant document in this repo, you can also create a README, right? What a README is just text file that you create that pops up right under your GitHub repository. And whatever you want to explain, like if you want to give a gist of your project, you can write that in this readme. For example, what was the result, what were you trying to do, and what did you achieve. And then finally you can have a sort of walkthrough, so that anyone who does not want to go through your notebook, that is hardly the case, people always want to go through your notebooks, but still, if there is a rare case nobody wants to go through your notebook, just write something about the project, what you did. Like for example, in this, we did data cleaning, the outlier removal, target value inspection, missing values, all those things that we did. You just mentioned that. And what you can do for an EDA project is, let me see if I have an EDA project.
But is it possible? I mean, we can see one EDA project as a reference that how should we present things? How much text should be there?
Oh, in GitHub.
I mean, not exactly GitHub, but it's for all of us who going to submit the project, right? So we want to basically understand, like, we know what is the end-to-end EDA project, right? But how
Yeah.
well we can present that to you? Like, do we have a reference for that? Like, we can get some idea from that.
Oh yeah, I think there are some reference PPTs and projects already mentioned in the document, right? If someone has gone through that.
Okay, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, just go through the document. You'll have a link for that. There are some. Okay, I don't know why that happened, but yeah, there are some projects in a project gallery as well. You can take them as a reference, and you can take them. Understand how it's done. Let me see if I have a EDA project. Don't think I have an EDA right now, but yeah, what I can do is I can just, well, for now, for your term project, best thing you can do is go to the reference projects and check them out. If you want help in like additional things like GitHub and how to represent your projects there, we can have a separate discussion about that as well, right? We'll collect some resources for you and we can showcase that, and we can help you represent those in there as well. Cool. Anything else? Oh, duration of the video, it's mentioned in the document. Anywhere below 7-8 minutes is sufficient. We want you to be very concise with the video, because that is how you're going to be delivering your projects, to the buyer. Sample video. Now, video is, that is the thing. It's really hard to share a video of other students because there is the, privacy concern there. But you don't have to worry. Video is the most, I won't say most, it's sort of the least important part of your project. The most important part is your notebook. Then there is the PPT that you create, and then comes the video. Video is just to give you a practice of oral presentation. It's not that highly important, but we do recommend everyone to try it, because at the end of the day, you will have to explain your analysis. It will also help for this project. It's not that necessary, I would say that. 7 or 8 minutes video. Just put all the plots and questions that you asked from the notebook, from the to the PPT, and take us through why you asked that question, what the question was, and how do you extract the answer to that question from the specific plot that you have or any analysis that you have. All right. Anything else?
Does the problem statement have to be just one, or can it be at least two or more?
The problem statement is the overarching theme of the entire analysis. Usually it's one, but if you want to like go into, it's up to you. We do recommend only one, so that you can have a sort of, how can I say, a more focused horizon. If you can do multiple analysis on different EDA for different problem statement, that's the standard way to go, so that people can focus on a single aspect of the analysis. But if you want to try that, you can, but we always, we recommend only a single problem statement.
Okay.
Just one last thing from me. Yes. So as far as the coding is concerned, right? You also assess the coding on the basis of how well we've done in terms of the coding standards. Like if something can be done easily and automatically through for loop, have we used that or not? Instead of
Oh, yeah.
writing multiple
Yes,
codes.
yes. Yes, exactly. The more efficient your code is. Now, when I say efficient code, I don't mean how much more millisecond your code is using,
Mm-hmm.
because we're not into software development.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not that efficiency, it's the efficiency of using the things that you already have in Python. For example, the best example that you pick already, if
Mm-hmm.
something can be done with a for loop, obviously it's better to do with a for loop, right? It's more
Mm-hmm.
readable and it's just easier to understand.
It's like a modular, how modular a code is also that makes a
Yeah,
difference, right?
yeah. That is part of it. It's part of the clarity bit. We have different sections, or I should say different attributes by which we assess any project, and clarity is a part of it, which brings into the picture of these, clarity of code and how well you have presented your ideas, that kind of stuff. The most important thing is the clarity of your ideas that you're portraying, the depth of your analysis, and the type of information that you're getting out from the data. I would suggest these are the most three important things. Everything else, whether they are a part of the project, but they come after this, right? So these are the building blocks of any EDA projects: depth, clarity, and presence. I'd say these three things. All right. Anything else, guys? All sorted?
Yes, yes. We'll write to you for the extension.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. You guys, since you have a WhatsApp group, you can decide if you want a single deadline. Otherwise, everyone can do that personally as well. No worries. Yeah, Prajala, you were saying something?
How to copy the project from Jupyter to
Sorry, you're on mute, Prajala.
how to copy the project from Jupyter notebook to PPT?
Oh, okay, okay.
Should
So
I
once you have
should
plot
I
something,
should I type some there or in the PPT, or I can copy from Jupyter notebook to PPT?
hmm. So to make the PPT, you just need the plots from the Jupyter notebook. You can just right click and save them. And other than that, you'll have to write things in the PPT. Like, what was the question? Write the question, put the PPT in, and write in 2 or 3 bullets what are the information that you extracted from the what do you say, plot, and then explain that in the video, right?
Okay.
And
Now
try not to add any code in the PPT. Keep the PPT as less technical as you can, because PPT is meant for non-technical stakeholders, and the notebook is meant for technical stakeholders.
Okay. And one more thing,
Prajala, you keep going on mute. I cannot hear you.
hello, am I audible now?
Yeah.
Before few days, I changed my laptop, and now I'm getting error when I open some files in from Jupyter Notebook. There is, I don't understand what is that. Adobe Reader couldn't be open. What is
Oh,
this?
okay. So I believe that you're trying to double click on the IPY file and you're trying to open it, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Sometimes what happens is, the IPYNB is not a standard extension. You have to open it through your Jupyter notebook. So once you open a Jupyter notebook, you see the browser, right? You can just navigate to the file wherever you saved it, and you can open it from the Jupyter as well. Don't
Oh,
worry if you are facing issues with that. Just write as a separate query. We'll get on a one-on-one, right?
okay.
Since this is particular to your case. Yeah, Kanish.
Yes, I think one very important question that I think I've been facing for a long time now, right? So,
Yeah.
what happens is like if I, leave my coding in the middle of a day and then probably I pick up a couple of days after, right? So,
Yeah,
what
yeah.
happens? The local host is not able to connect. And when I open the Jupyter notebook again, right? So, what happens is I again have to go to the top of the code and I have to sort of reinitialize the code. Do you understand what I mean?
Oh, yeah. That you'll have to do, because Jupyter notebooks basically, and it's not about Jupyter notebook. Any sort of code that you run in memory, it will
Yeah.
stay in memory for a very small amount of time. by small amount, Jupyter notebook is very generous in that regards. It stays for like an hour and a half.
கொஞ்சம் ஜெனியூனான
Other
ஒரு
IDEs, if
ஸ்டாண்டர்டான
you use
கொஸ்டின்ஸ்
VS
தானே
Code or something,
இவங்க
as
இருக்கிறது
soon
ரொம்ப
as you close
பேசிக்
it,
பேசிக் தானே
it just clears out. Trust me. So
But
that
what
is
if
something that you'll have to have. You'll
makes
have to
sense?
rerun it.
But what if the code is so long or the data set is too long that we have done multiple operations on it? Then I think it will be time consuming, right? Or
Oh yeah,
there's no
that is
alternative
yeah.
to it. Huh?
No, no, there's no. That's just the physical limitation of the computation that we have right now. You'll have to rerun the entire thing.
Hmm. Actually, the
What you can do
kernels
is,
got stopped and then we have to restart the kernels, and I mean that's what happens.
yeah, every time you go back to a notebook, you'll have to start from the very top.
Yeah.
What you can do is you can sort of create snapshots of your data set. Let's say that is a sort of a workaround to it. It's not a solution.
Mhm.
Let's say you did some operations in a data set.
Mhm.
Now, next time you want to start from this point,
ஆனா
you
எனக்கு
you
வந்து
want to start from
ப்ராப்பர்ட்டி கோட்
right
வந்து
at
முஸ்லீம் ஒண்ணும்ல அது
Yes,
extent of the
yes, yes,
data.
தெரியலன்றதுதான்
yes, yes,
கேட்கறாங்க
So
yes,
you
yes.
can save the file as a
அதான் நான்
temporary
தான்
file,
சொன்னேன் நடுவுல
and
வந்து
next
நம்ம
time you
கடுப்பேறி
start
இன்க்ளூட் பண்ணணும்னு
from there,
பார்த்தா
and then keep keep
நம்ம வெரிஃபை
snapshotting. It's
பண்ணிக்கிறது
just
தான்
a
யூஸ் பண்ணோம்
workaround.
எனக்கு தெரிஞ்சு
Does
நான்
not
யூஸ்
work
பண்ணி அது
Save
பண்ணி
save as
காமிச்சிக்கிறேன்
a system
ஃபிஃப்டீன்
or
இதுதான்
Yeah, you can save it as a system. You can, like, for example, your initial file name is data.csv. You work on it for a few
yeah.
hours. You want to
Mhm.
start from this state next day. Just save the file into something like data temp1.csv,
Makes sense. But
and
even
then
if I
load it.
save it, right, and the next time if I come to continue from there, then I'll have to import that file again.
Oh yeah,
Again, it
that, yeah,
will,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
right.
This, yeah, that,
So,
yeah, yeah.
mhm.
It's
Okay,
just how things are. There's no
yeah,
solution for that.
okay, fine, yes. Thanks for that. Yeah.
Okay. Namdev, you are also.
Yeah, yes. So regarding that PPT, do you have any like a standard format of the PPT? Like what
Oh no, no,
content
no.
should have
No, no,
something?
it's up. No, 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 it's up to you. You just have to add all the questions that you ask. Whatever comes before and after it is absolutely up to you. And it's not even like graded, like what kind of introduction you have or how prepared